So I talked to Johnny several weeks ago in Los Angeles. And
how's he doing?
Johnny's trying to do all the right things. And anytime that you're involved in, especially any type of recovery, any type of 12-step program, which has been well chronicled as far as Johnny and his involvement in those programs or lack of involvement in a consistent program. And then here recently, we've heard that he has struggled with being bipolar. So him being diagnosed as being bipolar. It's not an excuse for what Johnny's done, but it is an explanation for some of the behavior and definitely some of the inconsistency that we've seen in this young man. He's trying to do the right thing. I believe that right now he's in a better space than he was in last year or 2 years ago. I still believe that there's a lot of work to be done, not only off the field, but his daily life and trying to manage his daily life. I do believe that sport, a lot of time when you're going through issues like this, having a job or getting back to the thing you love, it really helps that person. It is therapeutic for them. I just believe that there are going to be some other great stories of guys recovering that we haven't seen. We haven't seen those types of stories in a long time in the NFL. It's one thing that I mentioned to Roger Goodell, because Johnny has a history, a lot like myself, but I was able to make that change in my life and have the tools that I could be successful. So I try to make myself available, and I'm involved with several players like Johnny on a regular basis. So I'm always cheering, but also I know that what it takes from a daily standpoint, Johnny playing football, is it good for him? I don't believe that this league right here gets him back into the NFL. I would have much preferred him go to the CFL with June Jones, who has worked with a number of NFL quarterbacks and has the experience. They have his rights, the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Well, what do I know about the CFL? Well, my son's played up there the last 4 years. He's an all-star up there. I know it's a league that cultivates talent. I know that they would put the type of structure around them, and I think that you would see the type of offenses and defenses that you would be able to project. Is Johnny ready? With his ability to run with the football, I believe it breeds to him having success up there. And that's the way that you're able to, beside your daily regiment, getting his life together, playing football and having success. I believe that the CFL is really a better option for him with their 18-game schedule so that we can get a bigger sample size of him on the field than just playing 2 to 4 games in a 2 to 4 week window.
Okay, can he do it both, though? Can he do this so that he takes some snaps, he runs around, he throws football against live action, and then goes and plays in the CFL?
Yeah, I think there's a chance that he can do both because the spring league will be over by the time, but he seems as if there's been some complications with him signing with the CFL team. The CFL team, Hamilton Tiger Cats, they've won him. June Jones has mentioned they've won him. He's gotten clearance from the commissioner of the CFL that he would be allowed to accept a contract in the CFL because there's some criminal things there when you go out of the country. And the CFL just does not let anyone come from the United States and just play in their league. So I just believe with the consistency, and I just believe he needs more than a month trying to play football. I believe he needs several months of going through ups and downs that he would face.
Plus, he probably needs a team, right? You need whether it's the pressure or the push of a team around you, the structure of it, the discipline of. It's one of the great things about football that I personally struggle with my own son, right? He's 8 years old. He wants to play tackle football. Everybody's saying, don't play tackle football until you're in high school, whatever. But, you know, some of the great moments in personal discipline I learned was as a kid growing up playing tackle football, you know, especially. I like, first of all, who doesn't cheer for a comeback? We've all screwed up.
This is America. We love to see our heroes rise again.
But what we love more, though, we love the truth.
Oh, okay.
And I love to see that, not to hear the diagnosis, but I love to see that, man, there might be an answer to the behavior.
Well, that's the other part. This is a very 2018 story because so oftentimes in the past, well, guy's a drug addict, we don't have time for him, and then it's a comeback from drugs. Now we're getting the true kind of picture of he was a volatile mix of ego, of entitlement, of drugs and alcohol,
depression,
and likely depression brought on by all these things combined with bipolar disorder, right?
Like then he's self-medicating with the alcohol per, you know, his explanation.
Right.
What happened.
So you got all of this, and now you have a guy who he can't hide. Like I was at Texas A&M this weekend, and he's still Johnny Football. Right? He can't hide in his rehab. I'm intrigued by it. I'm fascinated by it. I like the fact that he is getting back out on the football field, that he's attacking his problems head on. I'm intrigued by the idea of playing in the CFL. I just wonder if you can do them both, because the more snaps, the more action, the more throws, the more times he's behind center, the more reward there is for all the hard work that's done personally and fighting addiction and fighting bipolar disorder. If you give him that reward of playing football, I think you're more likely to see some success off the field.
And this is beyond a person getting a second or third chance. To me, it's about, I don't care how good he is as a football player, but I know that through being involved in the league and the type of programs that they have, it gives you the power that you're able to maintain enough until you're mature enough or strong enough that you have the right tools that you can be successful in life. So the things I learned in the NFL, some of them greater off the field than on the field. That's what I'm concerned about.
Sure.
Does he have the power to be able to say no to things that have control over his life when he becomes an elderly person? When he becomes in his mid-40s, in his 50s.
Heck, he hasn't even made his 30s yet, or late 20s yet.
So I just believe right now, these tools and this foundation becomes very, very important to him.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.